Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, it's me, it's GWC, and we are back with a different type of video. We are doing what I like to call a 2024 Comic-Con wish list video of all the more recent releases of all the figures that have been shown so far. I believe Comic-Con ends tomorrow on Sunday. I believe that's the last day, so we might get some more stuff. So I'm recording this on Saturday, so we might get some more. I might have to do a little input on this, but I asked my followers on IG, did they want me to do a video like this, and I got an overwhelming amount of yeses. So I say, you know what? Let me help the people out and show the people what I want, not just for the fit, but for the collection, because I got a lot of stuff and I got a lot of ideas with some of these figures that's coming out. So let's get straight into it. Without further ado, here is my 2024 wish list. First, let's start it off with the Eradicator Rhea Ripley. Oh my God, this figure looks so good. The Raw Women's Championship, or just the Women's World Championship, looks so good as well. She has the long hair. That's something I was hoping they would do instead of giving us the short hair like her previous figures or just previous Judgment Day figures in general. Tattoos look great as always. It does come with a Raw Elite Scale ring, which isn't bad. I don't mind that. I just wish I could get this figure on its own instead of getting a whole ring. Ringside, y'all not ringside, excuse me, Mattel, y'all not funny. I know what y'all be doing. Y'all be making us buy shit that we really want, and y'all be pairing it with shit that we don't really care or want. But that's besides the point. This Rhea Ripley figure looks amazing, and I will be adding it to the collection some way, somehow. I don't care if I gotta buy this ring or not. But yeah, definitely picking this up. This is a top tier must get for my collection. Next up, I'm just gonna touch on these real quick because we knew they were coming out, but they were shown at Comic-Con, so I said might as well talk about them again. Outsiders, Ultimates, we got Skyhawk, Kevin Nash. I'm hyped to get these figures. They are on my top priority list, or just priority list. Both of these figures are really good. They really remind me of that Harrison era when he had them going up against JTM and Alex. I cannot remember his last name at the moment, but yeah, just going back and watching those, I said I think it'd be hard to put the Outsiders, Skyhawk, Kevin Nash in my Fed. So if I get my hands on these, they will be coming to the Fed. So yeah, I'm super interested in these. Love how they look. Love the shirts. Love all the accessories. Even love the tag team belts that come with them. Yeah, you can't go wrong with these. Next up, we got this Ultimate Vader, and I don't want to say this is a top priority. This is more of just like a priority, lower priority figure. It looks great. You got this one. You got the variant with the black. The original WCW World title looks amazing. The head scans look great. Even the little cape he has looks great. All around good looking figure. Vader, one of the pioneers when it comes to big guys doing crazy shit in the ring, so you can't go wrong with getting a Vader figure for your Fed. I would love to put him in the Fed, and I would just like to have a Vader figure. I used to have one, but I traded it, so I would love to have a new Vader figure. So yeah, I would say I want to get this. This is a priority for me. Next up, we got this new Ultimate Triple H. Now, this figure looks great in my opinion. I really just enjoy I enjoy the head scans. I believe the screaming one with the hair down is a recycled head scan, but I just love this era of Triple H, my time era, probably like my favorite theme song of his. Just a great looking figure. The pants look great. I don't know which gear it is. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, I think the body mode looks good. I'm just a fan of this. The only thing that's a little off maybe be the skin tone, but like besides that, you can't go wrong with this figure. I love how this figure looks. But yeah, simple Triple H Ultimate. Can't wait for this one to come out as well. Next up, we got the WrestleMania 39 Rey Mysterio tribute gear to the Great Muta. And me personally, I think this figure is going to be so good in hand. The only thing I don't like about it is the mask. I didn't like the mask then, and I still don't like it. I just think it looks like a big-ass Power Rangers helmet. But besides that, I know this figure's going to feel good in hand. All Rey Mysterio figures do. and you make it an ultimate, it's gonna hit so hard. So it's not a top priority, but it is a priority, probably on the lower end of my scale. But yeah, it's gonna be a good figure for sure. And how can you have WrestleMania 39 Rey Mysterio without his opponent, his son, Dirty Dominik Mysterio? Me personally, I really like this gear. I think it comes with a mask. I hope it would come with a mask. I think one of the things I really remember from his entrance at WrestleMania 39 was him coming out of the police car or the police van with the mask and him looking around. I thought that was a cool angle, and I just really hope he comes with a mask. I think it looks good. I also like the most recent Dominik Mysterio figure too, with the what's it called, the flannel. So I might have more than one Dominik in my collection, but yeah, I really like this figure. If I can pick it up, I think I'll grab it. This is a good figure right here. Next up, we got Trick Williams. Now, this figure I'm actually very excited for. I do have my gripes about it, but it is a top priority figure. It comes with a North American Championship. I do not have a North American Championship. I love how that belt looks. I need that in my collection. And this figure I have my gripes, but like I said, it's Trick Williams. I need this figure. I need him in my collection. My gripes would say, I don't really like how the hair looks. I just don't think Mattel does a good job at doing black hairstyles when it comes to figures. Like, he's supposed to have locks and it looks like just like long hair ponytail type vibe, but that's besides the point. And I will say he is a little dark skinned, a little darker than usual. Don't get on my ass. I am a black man. I am a black man. But yeah, he's a little darker than what I would usually, or what I would do. I'd probably give him the Farouk skin tone. But besides that, this looks like a great figure. I need to get it. Next up, we have Dragon Lee. See, before I wasn't the biggest fan of Dragon Lee, but I've seen his match with Will Ospreay during the finals of the Super Juniors, and that match was insane. And now I need this man in my collection. At first, I just thought he was another typical luchador, has a crazy tope suicida, but I was like, I don't know if I would really need him in my Fed, but my boy Vic hasn't put me on with him, so I think I need a Dragon Lee figure in the collection. This is a not top priority, but it definitely is a priority. Gotta get this Dragon Lee. Next up, we have Seth Rollins from WrestleMania 39. I believe he went up against Logan Paul that year. Yes, he went up against Logan Paul. Me personally, I love this attire. I don't think their rendition of this gear, or at least Mattel's rendition of this gear, will ever compare to the BEW one that was made for Muscle Bro. If you ever seen that, check that out on Instagram. Go check out Muscle Bro and BEW. But yeah, just to have this gear, always love the pink. I love the red. Red's one of my favorite colors, so I'm always gonna go crazy for a red gear. But the pink pops really good for this figure. Typical Seth Rollins, new body mode. Can't go wrong with it. I'm getting this. It's not a top priority, but it definitely is a priority. Now, next up, we have a top priority. We have the Dudley Boys ECW gear attires. Now, we've seen their first elites being like a more older version of them, and we also seen the Vault return of them. But now we have a ECW Dudley Boys gear. Like, the shirt looks good. They both look good. The ECW tag team titles look good. Those are two belts I need in my collection. These figures just look really good, look really fun to pose. Great for any tag team division in any Fed. I am interested heavily in these. These are a top priority. I got to get them. And we have another tag team elite set. We have the rest of Imperium. These gears are matching Gunther's Ultimate, which I have. Great figure. So I got to get this to finish the Imperium collection. It's sad that they're not together as one anymore, but Giovanni Vinci, Lufin Kaiser, if I said his name right, I got to put him in the Fed, and I got to put him in a tag team with Gunther. I think they will all look crazy together. So these are definitely a must-cop, top priority. Got to get it. Now, next up, we have this Evolution 3-pack based on the moment where Triple H gave the thumbs up, thumbs down to Randy Orton that when he won the world championship at SummerSlam, becoming the youngest world champion against you know who, or if you don't know who I cannot disclose. But yeah, this is a great set. I love the Triple H clothes, like the suit, jacket, and the shirt. I love that they're adding that now. I love how this Batista looks. I'm not the biggest Batista guy, but if any Batista era I'm gonna love Evolution Batista to a little bit after when he was the world champion on SmackDown. Love this Randy Orton gear. Big pop for red, especially red and gold. The big gold looks great as well. This is a really good set. Mattel did they big one with this one. This is a cop if I can get it, but if I can't, I won't be mad about it. Next up, we have this re-release Bam Bam Bigelow figure. I am really interested in this figure. There is another Bam Bam Bigelow figure that I'm interested in more, but I do love this gear. I love the gray, I love the black, I love the white outline that comes with it. Bam Bam Bigelow, another guy similar to Vader, innovator when it comes to big men wrestlers doing crazy stuff, moonsaults, etc. If I can get this, I definitely would, but it is not a top priority. It's not even a normal priority. It's really just a under priority. If I see it for a good price, I might snag it. Now, I know we all know about this figure. This is the Comic-Con exclusive Shawn Michaels Ultimate, based off of WrestleMania 12, I believe, whenever he won the world title in that Iron Man match against Bret Hart. This is one of my favorite gears of his. I actually have the first release of this figure from the WrestleMania 30, either 30 or 31 set. But it's either one of those. But yeah, I have that, and I even put on the original, his original, what was that called? The basic that had the gear that he's basically having in this one. I bought that basic and put those clothes on too. But yeah, this is a beautiful figure. I need to get this. The only thing I'm not happy about is the torso. I do not like the big torso they add. I like the original Ultimate Shawn torso, but I do have another first Ultimate Shawn. So I definitely will be putting that torso on. I have to get that. But love that Shawn. Now this right here, this is probably my favorite re-release of Comic-Con, of the whole showcase of figures, the Elite 19 Shawn Michaels figure. This is my favorite, and it's my favorite because it's my favorite Shawn. I think it's my first ever Shawn Michaels figure I ever had. So them re-releasing it, making it better, double jointed arms, True Effects head scan, putting the knee pads on there, coming with the European title. I think it should come with his arm entrance gear piece, but if it doesn't, I already have that. I just love this figure. I was gonna turn my because I already have this figure, the original one. I was gonna turn that one into an ultimate using the older torso, but now I don't even need to do that because I have this one, and I'm super excited for this. Gotta get this. Must cop. I'm just gonna put all the Shawns in order. This Shawn right here, we got Commissioner Shawn. I would love to have this figure. The only thing is, it is a Build-A-Figure, and all the figures in the Build-A-Figure, I do not want at all. I don't collect any of the old WCW figures. I'm more of a modern collector that has a couple legends that I like. And all of those figures in that collection are figures I do not want at all. But I love this Shawn. I love Commissioner Shawn. I love this suit with the turtleneck or just gray shirt. I love this era of Shawn. I love all eras of Shawn, but this era, he was just cool. He was cool as hell. But I don't even know if I need to get this. I want to get this, but if I can find it built for a decent price without buying all the other figures, I'll get it. But I could literally put this together myself if I wanted to. So it is not a priority. If I can find it, I'll get it. Now, this is the Bam Bam I was talking about. This is the Bam Bam that I have max interest in. It's an ultimate. It looks great. Comes with the t-shirt. Comes with all the different head scans and the hands. You gotta love it. This figure looks so good. I'm a fan. I do, in a sense, like the gray gear better, but I know articulation wise, this figure is going to be better in hand. So It really just depends on how I'm feeling, and whoever gets this first and does a review, if they make it look like $1 million, I'm gonna have to get my hands on it, and I'm gonna see if it's Q approved. But until then, it's a priority, not a top priority, but definitely a priority. Up next, we have this new Seth Rollins figure, comes with the world title. I did not get the original gold one. I didn't really like the gold on that one, but this one does look good. I do like the black. I do think you can do some crazy fix-up with this gear. And also, I think you can turn this into a Will Ospreay custom if you want to. Will Ospreay wore a very similar gold gear back on the indies, back when he was with New Japan, when he was doing his 3-belt title run, I believe. He was Rev Pro champion. He was the real IWGP heavyweight champion. He was a bunch of stuff. But yeah, great looking figure. You can do a lot of things with it. You can keep it Seth. You can turn it into Ospreay. You can do whatever you want. It's not a top priority or really even a priority. If I can find it for a cheap price and I can get the world title, because I still don't have that belt, I will definitely be interested. Up next, we have the badass himself, Big Braun Breaker. I do need a Braun Breaker figure. I did not get any of his first 2 figures. I wasn't really a fan of the pink, even though I know he was paying homage to his father. I just wasn't a big fan of the pink. And the other gear I didn't really care for at all. But this era of Braun Breaker, this is the era I want. And I'm calling him Rex Steiner. If he comes to the Fed, he's going to be Rex Steiner. But that's besides the point. This figure looks great. Even the dog headpiece looks fire. Yeah, this figure just looks great. Nothing more to say. He's a priority. I want to get him. I want to bring him into the Fed. Definitely going to be a monster. So yeah, priority for sure. Up next, we have a rival of Braun Breaker, current and to this day. We have the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, with this new gear, with this new figure, and it looks great. I am extremely interested. I'm gonna need to get my hands on this. I have the first Ilya. It's a great figure. Only thing I don't like about it is the boots, how they're just blacked out boots. And I love how on this figure, the boots are red. So you might be seeing a little something with me with that. And also, I love the goatee in this new head scan and the NXT Championship. Even though I'm not a fan of the colorfulness of it, it's always good to have an NXT title. And these new hands, they look good. Can't say nothing bad about this figure. Great looking figure. It is a priority, not a top priority, but definitely a priority. Next up, we got Lexis King, and this figure looks so good. I'm not the biggest Lexis King guy, but I love his look, and the fact that they embodied his look so well in a figure just looks so good. I am so interested to get this figure in hand and look at all the little details about this figure. It looks so good. I am scared that it's gonna have Johnny Gargano syndrome, but I can just swap those knees out. Actually, I don't even think we can do that no more because they changed the knees, but I'm still interested in this figure. The head scan is amazing. I'm just glad to have a Brian Pillman Jr. figure with no head cast, so it's not gonna, peel and chip and all that stuff. But yeah, this just looks great. I'm happy that we're getting this, and I'm interested. Priority for sure. Next up, we have another NXT guy. We have Axiom, aka A-Kid under the mask, but I was also hyped for this figure as well. I love getting the younger guys. I love getting the NXT guys in figure form. And Axiom, this figure did not disappoint at all. It looks amazing. Only thing I would say, it would have been cool if we got his red gear, but this blue gear is amazing as well. The kick pads look crazy. This just looks great. I can't wait to see how this is in hand. It's definitely a priority. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing else to say. It's a priority. Next up, we have Mr. All Ego Ethan Page, and me. I am highly interested in this figure. I was highly interested when his AEW figure came out, but I was disappointed. I did not get it in hand. Still don't know if I will get it in hand. I might get it just to see how it compares towards this figure, but this figure looks great. I am a little nervous that it is like it's more cut than he actually is in real life. I think a Stone Cold torso would have did better, but hell, I think this looks great. I think his head scan looks great. It's nothing really we can talk about. There's no gear yet. It's just all gray. But yeah, I'm interested in this. definitely a priority. All ego is definitely a priority. Up next, we have this Ultimate Solo Sikoa figure. It looks great. I'm not going to lie. It looks great in hand. It looks like they're solving all the problems we had with the Elite figure. And I'm excited for this. I love the gear. I love how the tattoos reach in the hand now. I love the head scans. You just can't go wrong with this. I see there's a new kick pad mode, which I am happy for. It looks like we're going to get more unique modes when it comes to different figures and what they actually wear in real life, and you can't go wrong with that. Nothing more to say. This Solo is definitely a priority. I'm definitely looking forward to this figure. Up next, we have a Tama Tonga figure. I am surprised we got one so fast. He hasn't been on TV for that long, but I am happy Mattel is on their P's and Q's and they're giving us the stuff we want in a very fast pace. I am interested in this figure. I wouldn't say it's a priority. I wouldn't put him in my bloodline. You could put him in your Bullet Club. Hell, who knows? It's your collection. Me personally, I wouldn't put him in my bloodline, but I do have an interest in this figure. But my favorite Tama Tonga, my favorite Tama Tonga is the New Japan, big poofy hair, that era, but this is a new rendition of him. And I'm enjoying it so far with the bloodline. And I'm interested to see how this figure is going to look. See, this is what I like from Mattel. They're giving us the stuff we want and they're showing it. They're bringing out the big guns early. We are getting a Jacob Fatu figure. Now, we probably won't see how this figure looks until next year. But the fact that we're even getting a render looks amazing. It's great timing for them. I love that they're doing this. Because the only other Jacob Fatu figure that was on the market was the MLW one. And don't get me wrong, that's a good figure too. But this figure looks like it's going to be a problem. It's like we are looking at a figure of the year contender. Jacob Fatu is already a menace in the ring, super athletic, can do everything, super strong. And the fact that we're getting a figure of him, and that figure is probably going to be similar to how he is in the ring, we might be dealing with a figure of the year contender, y'all. I ain't going to lie. This is definitely a top priority. Next up, we have this Ultimate Judgment Day Finn Balor. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Judgment Day Finn Balor. I'm not really. Me personally love his older gears with the trunks and the kick pads. That's just me. But there is things I like about this figure. The accessories go crazy. I love the interchangeable arms with the tattoo, even though I believe it is a little outdated now. And the head skins, they are great. You can't go wrong with them. We don't have the MDT special. We do not have the fade on the side. But it does look good. I can't lie. It does look good. And so this is not a priority for me at all. There's things I do like, but I'm going to keep this away from my collection and let everybody that wants this figure go get it. If you want it, go get it. Me personally, I'm going to stay away. Now, if we're talking about Judgment Day members, let's talk about Mr. Senior Money in the Bank, your current World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest. This figure looks great. I didn't want to get his Elite because his head looked way too big for his body, but this looks perfect. The quality of this figure looks great. Gonna get a Senior Money in the Bank briefcase. The head scans look great. If there's any type of Damian Priest is going to come back to my feed, it's going to be Judgment Day Damian Priest. And this looks great. This is coming to the collection. I don't want to call it a top priority, but it definitely is a high priority. Definitely a high priority. Definitely got to come to the crib. It's got to come to the collection. Next up, we have a Kairi Sane figure. I have been waiting for them to make a figure of her since she got back. Her, Asuka, and Io Sky, Damage Control, they are one of my favorite women's things in wrestling at the moment. I do not like how they're being booked, and I do want to say I wish Asuka a speedy recovery. I know she's still recovering from her surgery, so I wish her the best. But I want those three in my fed. I don't know how. In some way, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky will be in my fed, and this Kairi Sane has to come with me. She's a priority for sure. Gotta get it. Next up, we have a current day CM Punk Royal Rumble gear. This is really not even a question. This is an absolute must cop. Any CM Punk on this list is an absolute must cop. And if it's up for pre-order already, I probably copped it already. And I probably need 2-3 more. So yeah, this figure looks great. The head scan looks great. I definitely need this in the collection. It is a must cop. There's nothing more to say. Must cop. It's gotta come to the collection. Not, I'm gonna see if I can get it in the collection. No, it must come to the collection. I'm not playing. Now, if we're talking about absolute must cops, you gotta bring this figure in. We have a Legends Kurt Angle. We have a 07 Kurt Angle. Call me Kurt Angle, Percolator, whatever you want to call him. We finally got him. I haven't had a Kurt Angle figure since his TNA Marvel figure, and that figure is a great articulately, but it is just very small and compact, a little too compact for me. I need this figure in the collection. I need a Kurt Angle in the Fed. He's coming. I don't care what nobody say. He's coming to the collection. That's all I gotta say. Top priority, tippy top priority. Hopefully it's a Legends figure because I can just go into Target and just snatch that bad boy up. Top priority. Next up, we have a more modern, older Great Muta. This figure looks amazing. The gear looks amazing. The mask looks amazing. Both masks look amazing. Head scan look amazing. The hands look amazing. I like this more than his older or more younger Ultimate Gears. Those are not on this list. This shit just looks so good. I'm sorry. Excuse my profanity, but this looks good. The chest hair, the gear, the wrist gauntlets, they all just look good. The head scan looks good. The mask looks good. This is just a beautiful looking figure. I need this figure in the collection. It is definitely a priority. I don't even know. I know what I'll do with him. I can put on some Japanese dream matches with him and a couple other guys that I'm not going to say because I want it to be a surprise, but this is definitely a priority. Next up, we got JD Madonna, aka Jordan Devlin. I've been a fan of his for a little minute now, especially because one of my favorite wrestlers is Finn Balor, and he was trained by Finn Balor, and he is also current tag team champions with Finn Balor with the Judgment Day, and I've been waiting for him to get a figure for a while, to the point I have a custom, and I'm glad this figure comes with 2 head scans because I can put one of those on my custom, so I can have 2 Jordan Devlins. But yeah, this figure looks good. I like the gear. I love the vest. Can't go wrong with the hands. This is just a good figure. It's definitely a priority. Next up, we got this Bray Wyatt figure, and this figure looks so good. This version of Bray is probably my favorite version of Bray. Obviously, it's RIP to this man. What a man, going too soon, but I'm glad we get a figure to tribute to have his legacy. And this figure looks amazing, breathtaking. I'm glad we're getting this era of Bray Wyatt when he was pretty much at the top of his accomplishments, WWE champion, etc. Yeah, definitely trying to get this figure. I'm not gonna say it's a top priority, but I do want it. If I can find it for a good price, I'll definitely cop. Next up, we have this Macho Punk figure, this Macho Punk Elite. We haven't seen this gear since a basic battle pack. I believe it was Cena. I think it was Cena, yeah. But I'm just happy we're getting this in Elite form. Definitely getting this figure. This figure looks amazing. No complaints. This is a must cop. This is an absolutely tippy top must cop. Top priority. It has to be a top priority. Every Punk is going to be a top priority. Like I said, every Punk is going to be a top priority. SES Punk. I already pre-ordered this one too. I never got a chance to get this one when I was younger. My parents didn't know what a damn Ringside Collectibles was. The only thing they knew was Walmart, Target, Kmart, RP Kmart, Target, Toys R Us, and I barely went to Toys R Us. So the fact that this is finally coming out, I need 3. I'm already got 1 pre-ordered. I need 3. That's all I got to say about that. All right, we're finally getting to the AEW side of Comic-Con. We're starting off with this Kenny Omega. Now, this looks great. I forgot when he wore this. I believe he wore this against Danielson when they fought on Dynamite Grand Slam, I believe. I'm happy that we're finally getting this figure in form or figure form. The blue looks great. The head scan looks great. I'm hyped for this figure. Nothing more, nothing less. This is a priority. I wouldn't say top priority because I damn near have every single AEW Kenny. I'm missing a couple, but this is definitely a priority for sure. Next up, we have this Owen Hart all pink. Oh my god, this figure is so hard. All pink Adam Cole figure. This gear is so hard. It was hard then, it's hard now. And I'm glad we're getting a figure. And it looks like they have switched up the recipe for Adam Cole. He's not as bulky as his first two figures, the regular white and black, then the red and black, the Target exclusive. So I'm glad they did that. This looks way more like a current day Adam Cole, not like super big, really like his body real slim, similar to like an Orange Cassidy. That might be an Orange Cassidy body, something like that. But yeah, I'm interested in this figure. I want to get it. I want to see how it moves. I want to see how it is. It's not a priority, but if I get a chance to get it, I definitely will. But yeah, this is a good looking figure, good looking gear. I'm in for this. Next up, we got this Kyle O'Reilly figure, and I'm not really a big fan of the head scan. The figure looks great. It's gonna look like it's gonna be great posing wise. I don't need it. I have 3 Kyle O'Reilly figures, and I really don't need a 4th one. But if I can get this for a very low price, I will lock in with it. I definitely will lock in with it and see what it is and see like how it poses and stuff, because this figure looks good. AEW does a good job making figures like this, where guys like this, where they're good strikers, do a lot of grapples, kicks, stuff like that. So I'm definitely interested in seeing how this figure turns out and how it feels in hand. But yeah, definitely, I ain't gonna say this is a definite pickup. If I can get it for a good price, I'll pick it up. Next up, we have this ringside exclusive Jay White figure. Like I said, you get a red gear from me, just gonna get a pop from me, brother. I am totally into this figure. I want to see what this figure looks like. I want to see what type of jacket it comes with. It looks good, and I do want to retire my custom. Shout out to Mr. Wrong for making my custom. Customs just be doing custom shit. It's got a head cast be cracking and stuff. So like, I would love to retire that custom and bring this figure along for the new journey, or any of the new Jay White figures. But definitely interested in this red one as like an alternate like pay-per-view gear. So yeah, definitely interested in this one. Next up, we got this new AEW Jeff Hardy figure. This is his first in-ring gear with them, and I am hyped for this figure. One thing about AEW figures that always just like look weird to me, especially when they do like pants, they just always look big, like on some Jack specific big, like they just look crunchy. I don't know why I said, out of all words, I don't know why I said crunchy, but excuse me, they just look crunchy. They just look real big and heavy. So we're definitely going to see how this figure looks in person. I do like the face paints. I believe they pump faked this figure at last year's Comic-Con, so I'm definitely interested to see how it works and how it is now. Can't go wrong with this figure. Next up, we have Tanosuke Takeshita, and now this figure looks great. The only gripe I have, and I think everyone else has the same gripe, is that goddamn screaming head scan. That shit is boo-boo dookie, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. That thing is boo-boo, but this figure does look great. I think they did their thing with this figure. I believe that's a Jon Moxley torso, just looking at it. But yeah, this figure looks great. It's kind of fucked up that it's a 1 of 5,000, but y'all, we have to remember, y'all, 5,000 figures is a lot of figures. Like, it's not a mass production, but a good amount of people will be able to get this figure, and I'm gonna make sure I get mine. So this is definitely a must cop. This is a priority for sure. Damn near a high priority. As soon as it come out, I'm gonna be on it. But yeah, definitely interested in this figure. Definitely want this figure. He's definitely coming to the Fed. I don't care what nobody says. Next up, we got this Julia Hart figure. Now this figure looks really good. It's kind of got me like rethinking some plans I have for my Fed, and like low-key bringing her in, because this figure looks good. Face scan looks great. The hat looks great. Even the mask looks great. Like this figure looks great. The AEW Jazzware, they did a big one with Julia. Julia looks great. Yeah, I genuinely have no complaints. This is like one of like the best women's figures I've seen in a very long time from Jazzware or Mattel. Like this might be the only. No, this is not the only women's figure. It's like 2 others, but excuse me. This figure looks great. Just really good. Shout out to Jazzware. They did their thing with Julia. All right, next up we have Swerve Strickland, one of my favorite wrestlers right now, and I am hyped for this figure. I have his first figure, and I've had all his figures from until to now, so this one looks great, and the robe should be popping up soon, but it looks like it's going to be based off his All-In gear last year where he teamed up with Christian against Darby Allin and Sting in that casket match, and I am excited to see what this figure looks like. In general, it looks like it has a new head scan. I like that. Looks like it might have a new mold when it comes to the belt, but that just might be the same mold from last time. But besides that, I'm really interested to see how this figure looks all painted up. I'm hype. I think it has a very similar, scathing face as his previous figure, but I'm just hyped to get a more recent Swerve Strickland gear, and here is the robe. I'm excited for this. So yeah, definitely hyped for this figure. Next up, we have this amazing looking Willow Nightingale figure. Me personally, if you know, I am a big Willow Nightingale fan. She is probably my favorite women's wrestler in AEW next to Mercedes. So I'm definitely hyped for this figure. She can do it all. She can fight men. She can fight women. So you never know. Willow might be in the Fed. But yeah, this is priority for sure. I wouldn't say a top priority, but definitely a priority. I definitely want to get a Willow Nightingale figure. Super excited for this. Looks great. Her head scan looks great. Can't wait to see what gear they use for her. She has a ton of fire gears. So definitely interested and want to get this Willow Nightingale figure. Next up, we have this new Bryan Danielson figure. This is the chain gear. Now, this is one of his most recent gears, and it's one of his best gears, I will say. I'm super hyped to see how this comes out. Only thing I don't really like about it is the fucking, all the head scans have the eye patch, which is fine. This is just his first head scan with the braided hair, and I would love to see that, without the eye patch. It is a unique look for him, but I just love to see it without it. Yeah, besides that, I really like how this figure looks. They even replaced the torso, the big torso, with the MJF torso, like a bunch of people that collect figures have been doing for a while now. So I'm glad they're keeping up with the trends, and I'm glad we're just getting this figure and this gear. This is one of his most sought after gears for me. So definitely interested in this. Definitely picking up this figure all the way. Next up, we have this, I believe it's 1 of 1,000 JY figure. Head scans look good. I just gave my love to the red gear, the red and white gear. But this is a better, more Jay White type of gear. The last gear is more like a pay-per-view type gear. This is definitely more typical week-to-week Collision or Dynamite show. I'm really liking how this is looking. I just want a Jay White figure, a really good Jay White figure, and this looks like it's gonna do it. And I ain't got really much to say. This is a definitely cop if I can get it. If I can't, I'll just stick with the red one. But if I can get both of them, I'll definitely get both of them. Definitely interested in getting this figure. And next up, we have this brand new, crazy looking Supreme Jon Moxley figure. I am super hyped to see what this figure looks like as an actual figure, not just a mock-up. But yeah, I just ended up getting his most recent figure, and that figure's great. All Jon Moxley figures great. A little too tough, but they're all great. But yeah, I'm really interested into this figure. It has the dog tags. Everything just looks good about it. Definitely going to get this. It's going to have a bunch of different head scans. We're finally getting an in-depth Jon Moxley figure compared to all his other figures. I love the shirt. It might have a hoodie. I cannot remember. I don't think I have any other pictures, but if you want to look up on Ringside Collectibles, their Instagram, that's pretty much where I got all these pictures from. But yeah, this is going to be hard. I'm super interested. This is a must cop. Big Moxley guy. If you know my Fed. Big Moxley guy. This one is coming to the house. And next up, we have this House of Black Trios Championship 3-pack. Now, you know me. If you don't know, I am a big House of Black guy, big Malachi Black fan, big Buddy Matthews fan, and Brody King has definitely grown on me being with these guys. He's a monster in his own right, and I love to watch him. I have his first figure. I have pretty much all these guys' first figure. Well, I have the Jazzwares Vote Malachi, but just how I know how those figures are, I know these figures are going to be good, and they have better gears. That gold is so good. I am so interested in seeing how these figures come out. The face paint looks good. The masses look good. As always, the belts look really good as well with that silver. That was a good time in the House of Black era. So yeah, I'm definitely interested. Definitely picking these up. Now this right here, this is what I wanted from Comic-Con. If I didn't see nothing else, well, besides the punks, but if I didn't see nothing else, this is the main thing I wanted. I was very nervous for Jazzware. I literally said to myself, if we do not get an Ospreay figure, this was a failure. Comic-Con was a failure for Jazzware. We need to see any type of Ospreay figure in the making. I have my own custom Ospreay figure, but it's always good to have the actual figure from the figure company. And this looks great. This looks amazing. The Ospreay heads look good. I'm glad I did not get this Forbidden Door gear, because I'm like, this is his most popular gear from his most popular match with Kenny before he was signed fully to AEW. So I'm glad I didn't get this gear, because I know everyone was losing their mind with this gear. But yeah, I am definitely picking up this figure. It is an absolute must cop. It's got to come to the collection. Might even pick up two. And speaking of the Aerial Assassin, it was announced that we are getting a Will Ospreay Supreme figure. I believe it's based off his match with Bryan Danielson at Dynasty, which is one of my favorite matches of the year. Cloth robe. You know how the Supreme figures work. Cloth robe. We're getting a bunch of different head skins, bunch of different hands. And I'm just super excited. You know how Jazzware figures be with the Supreme, so we might get an extra gear as well, which if we do, shout out to Jazzware. I'm just happy we're getting an Ospreay in Supreme fashion. He's one of my favorite wrestlers on the planet. He has a moveset that deserves a Supreme body and just deserves an AEW Jazzware figure. Super athletic, just like the figure. So Jazzware is about to go crazy. I hope they are careful with all, like, because I know they be having situations with the figures, but I hope they're careful, and I hope this comes up to be one of the best figures of the year. I'm so excited for Jazzware and just Comic-Con in general. This was dope. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I know this video was a long time coming, a long time in the making. It took a long time for me to get everything I wanted to talk about from Comic-Con in this video, and also just the time to talk about it, find time in my free time to just talk about it between everything going on in my personal life. But yeah, but besides that, I really enjoyed making this video. If y'all have any other type of suggestions for video, because my IG followers wanted me to do this, so if y'all want to hear my voice more when it comes to reviews and just seeing what I like in wrestling, let me know. Yeah, got more shows coming in the future. Y'all stay tuned. Got some more reviews coming. Y'all stay tuned. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Y'all be safe. Be good people.